The next case we wanted to touch upon, and we mentioned it last week, but I dug into it a little bit more, is the case of the disappearance of Alissa Turney, which is gaining steam on TikTok because her sister Sarah is making videos and trying to gain awareness and get her father, who is the only person of interest and suspect, arrested for this crime. I actually DM'd Sarah, and she said she's down to come on the show. So I'm hoping that next week we can actually hear from her directly. But I read a little bit more about the case, and basically this all started when her father's name was Michael Turney. It was actually her stepfather.
Is he dead?
No. So he is crazy. But what happened was he was supposed to pick up Sarah, the daughter who's still here and with us, from school. He didn't do so. She went to a friend's house around 4 or 5 p.m. He picked her up and said, I've been late because Alyssa's gone. She didn't come home from school. I haven't heard from her. And that's where I've been. So there was like tension in the house because it was a stepdaughter. And she had said, I'm fucking done with you. I can't like take it with you anymore.
And there's no mother in the picture, right?
What's up?
There's no mother at all?
I don't think so, no, because she said she was going to live with an aunt in California.
Right, but I know that the Alissa, the girl that disappeared, her mother died. But where is Sarah's mother? Is she even mentioned in any of this?
Yeah, I have not read anything about her, the mother. All I've read is that Michael, the father, was cool with Sarah and very laid back and like obsessively watching Alissa. And he said it was because they were like Alissa needed more guidance in her life. Like she was a problem child or something. So he took more of an interest in her.
So that's not his daughter, right? Like no relation whatsoever.
It's a stepdaughter.
Right. But I'm just saying like he took care of his daughter.
Right.
Not take care of his stepdaughter.
Correct.
So I can't remember if you said this on CCK or the last episode that we did together, but didn't you say that he has hours and hours and hours of footage of the girl that went missing?
Yeah. So here's what happens when she disappears, and there's a note that's left, and it says, "Dad and Sarah, when you dropped me off at school today, I decided I really am going to California. Sarah, you said you really wanted me gone. Now you have it. Dad, I took $300 from you. That's why I saved my money." So there was a cell phone and a note, and her backpack had been thrown all over the place. So it looked like a runaway. And this dude, Michael Turney, is an ex-cop. So he reports to the police that she was just a runaway, that, they had problems. She has an aunt in California that she's been threatening to do so. I'm going to go. The problem is that two things. First off, her social security number was never used. The money that was in her bank account was never touched. There was no activity of this girl at all, which if you were a runaway, you would still be on the grid. So they realized that was not the case. Also, there was this dude in a Florida prison who wrote a letter confessing to her murder. And the police eventually realized the letter that was written was a hoax. But as they were looking through things, they realized that it all didn't really add up. So that was where they started to realize that the Social Security, the money, all of that, none of that none of that's adding up to just like she wasn't murdered by this guy. She hasn't run away. Something else happened. So they dig in a little bit more. They realized the day that Alissa went missing, she wasn't in school the entire day. Michael had picked her up around lunchtime, which her boyfriend knew about and her teachers knew about. And she said, I'm going home early, but I'll see you later tonight at the party. And never showed, like, that was it. Then she was gone.
So, did Michael's story did his story contradict that?
His original story was just that she didn't come home from school at all. And then it was like, you picked her up from school the day. So it's like a huge, like, a total misstep. You know what I mean? Like, if you're this, you almost think of it as like the East Area rapist, where it's like, I'm a cop, so I know exactly what I'm doing. In this case, like right off the bat, total misstep. Now, what happens is they have probable cause now to go into the house. Not only do they find all of the videos and shit, apparently he was a total paranoid freak. So he had like security cameras all over the place. And they asked for the footage, and he said, like, oh, the audio wasn't turned on. Oh, I already looked at the tapes myself. There was nothing there. But also in the investigation, they found 26 pipe bombs and a 90-page manifesto talking about like who he was going to blow up. So
how did they not get him on that then?
Well, they did. No, that's the thing. He's in prison for that. And Sarah is saying the police said to her, when he gets out for his pipe bomb case, we'll go nail him for this. And they're just not. They just haven't done it. So that's why Sarah is trying to stir up the attention, because I believe he's out or about to get out. And
but she's trying to drum up the public outcry now, so that by the time he does get out, then it's like, all right, you can't get away with this. But so my question is, the note, that's a handwritten note from Alissa, like the runaway note?
I'm assuming handwritten. I don't know. I mean,
so then at the very least, you should be able to take that note and rule out the stepfather or pin it on, like that's how they got the Unabomber, was the linguistics of it. So I think,
I mean, you would think there's definitely got to be, you got to do handwriting analysis, you got to do linguistics, all that shit. I wonder if, maybe this guy being a cop knew how to get around that. It does seem like there's a couple things, but maybe that's what Sarah's doing. Maybe she's like, yeah, like there's very fucking obvious things that you should be doing here that you're not.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like they fucking did anything.
No.
So I think I would hope that she's, well, if we're going to talk to her next week, I would hope that she still has the letter that was supposedly before her sister left. But even if you try to disguise your handwriting, there's still ways to get around that.
Yeah. I mean,
especially because they'll if he's a police officer, like it's not like they would have him come in and be like, all right, submit a sample of your handwriting. There's probably a shit ton of documented examples of his handwriting from being a police officer and having to file police reports.